After a long day of playing sandlot football, Billy's mom picked us up, and she asked if I would be joining them for dinner tonight. This wouldn't be my first time eating at Billy's house, and the food was always amazing. So I quickly answered yes, and she smiled, and we were on our way. When we got to Billy's house, Dad, Grandma, and baby sister greeted me with smiling faces. His mom told me to get cleaned up, and that dinner would be ready shortly. After freshening up, I began to make my way towards the dining room. As I'm approaching the dinner table, my heart began racing, eyes widened, and my stomach felt like it were free falling out of an airplane. Everyone else took their seats as usual, while I was too flabbergasted to take another step. At this point, I was ready to run for the hills, but also curious as to why there was a huge gorilla laid out on the dining table and hungry eyes staring at it. Grandma yells, "Well, sit down, boy, unless you like cold feet." Everyone laughs except me, of course, because I wasn't sure if she was joking or not. Despite my pause for concern, I somehow ended up sitting at the head and shoulders of the gorilla. Then suddenly a shout rang out from the other side of the table. "I got monkey paws," says Billy's sister, as they began to argue over what I can only assume were the gorilla's hands. The two went on, but was interrupted by loud, heavy breathing noises. "It's the gorilla!" I shouted, before pushing away from the table. The gorilla, gasping for air, sat up in upright position, as if he were the Undertaker from the WWE. Someone yells, "Get him, Gram!" Then Grandma gets up, pushes me out of harm's way, and clocks the gorilla in the head with an old frying pan. The gorilla falls back down, and everyone returned to their seats, including me for some strange reason. Grandma yells out, "I got the head!" and tells me to hand her the melted cheese. As if the gorilla on the table wasn't strange enough, there were also 3 pitchers of melted cheese on the table. And when I handed her one of the pitchers, she proceeded to pour the cheese on top of the gorilla's head. "Cheese!" they all shouted like someone was taking their pictures. Then they began to eat. I put my hands over my stomach looking to be excused. But then Billy gets up, laughing hysterically, yells out, "It's a prank!" The room went silent for a moment, then erupted into a mixture of laughter and disbelief. Billy stood there with a mischievous grin, reveling in the successful prank he had orchestrated. The gorilla, covered in cheese, looked bewildered yet surprisingly unfazed by the unexpected turn of events. As the laughter subsided, the group realized that this would be a dinner party they would never forget. With tears of laughter in their eyes, they knew that this night would be a story they would tell for years to come. The memory of the cheese-covered gorilla and Billy's epic prank would forever be etched in their hearts, a tale of hilarity and camaraderie. And as they bid farewell to each other, they knew that this bond forged over cheese and laughter would last a lifetime.